want to talk to you guys today about something I'm seeing in the electrets that are being built today, just so we can understand something that's going on. And I think there's some mislabeled terms in there that we need to fix a little bit. So let's take a look at this. You build your electret, right? And out of this, the idea is you're going to create what is a voltage field out of it, right? That's the whole goal here. This is our electret. We want to create a voltage field out of it. A magnet is basically we're creating the magnetic field out of it, right? So this is what we're looking at doing. This is what everybody compares it to. Completely different. This is voltage, this is amperage, and this is how they built out. Now it's on a scale, so you're going to get voltage over here, but the volts is going to be real small. This will be here, but the amperage is real small. Both building out in a DC field. Now, here's what I always see. We're taking our electret right here, and we're putting tin foil around it, right? And we're saying that we're charging it, right? Well, are we? Fundamental question, are we charging it? It appears to be a charge, but is it a charge? You see, the way I understand it, you take your electret here, you bake the cake, okay? You take all your little boxes of ingredients, right? This one plus this one plus this one, and it all equals one value in your electret. What is the K value of your electret, right? That's all we're doing. We're baking a cake. You bake it, you put it into your electret, right? The value is now set. Now I have a scale. We have a max. We have a 0. This is where you're working in right here. This is your minimum. This is your close to max, but not max. This is your potential as you build it out here, right? This is a scale we're generally working on. But what happens? As you build this, it sets this. I've already set the scale in which I'm working in. So we go back over here to the foil, right? Is the foil itself charging it? Is it what gave it its energy value? No. This gave it its energy value. We baked it into there. What is this doing? See, it works on a whole different process here. We have fields, and they kind of come out like this in everything that you work in, okay? We know this in magnetism. We straighten these fields out, okay? We get them to all go in one direction. We have magnetic field lines. Builds out, give us a value out here, right? Well, it's the same process in an electret. We just have to get the field lines correct. We need the polarization to be correct. This also is why you get an inconsistency on why it's positive, and then a few days later it's negative. It's going back and forth as they shift. Sometimes I have more pole lines here than here. But as this field goes around in the foil, here, trapping in this field. So what happens? Now I start building out more on this side. Now it changes direction. So what is the foil actually doing? You cannot say it's charging it because the charge is already set. It's polarizing the charge inside of it, giving it a higher value. Now that we understand that, we can manipulate it. I don't want to try to change my K value. That's already set by the cake that I baked. I am now going to change how I use my electret. So I had foil that went around here, right? And it gives me a charge. If I'm sitting here and it's in open air, I get a field. But I have a higher value here because my polarization is greater here. When it gets to the air, the polarization switches. It goes back to the polarization of the Earth where it originally was. So how do I keep the polarization going? We simply have to create a medium between the two. I now need something like a mesh that allows for the open space here, but I still get the value here. I need this foil value. I need the open air to create this. I need to create a state where both are present. I need to keep the fields aligned, but then I also need to open it up so I can use this thing in a productive manner. That's the way we need to do it. Now, they say that electrets are charged after 30 to 60 days, and they stay that way. But is that necessarily true? They hit their maximum value, so basically it means the polarization hit its maximum value. But what still happens? Well, just like a magnet, after a time they're going to lose their effect. So how do we keep this effect going? You see, this is where you differ from a magnet. A magnet's set and solid. It's harder to move and change. In an electret, it's fairly easy. We simply create the mesh around it to continue the field on both sides. I now have my value coming back through there, keeping all of these things aligned. I now keep my polarization aligned while I'm getting my value to work. Now I have the best of both worlds. This is what you need to learn in an electret, to me anyway. This is what everything that I'm seeing happening. Every time we put it in the foil, it goes back up. Every time you take it out of the foil, it starts to diminish. The charge must be baked into the whole thing. It must tell you the K value. Now you can work within that value in order to turn out what you want. But you're never going to do it taking it in and out, in and out, in and out. You have to keep it in the same field. So how do we also see this? Well, when you see a microphone and there's an electret in it, it's constantly putting inside of a field, right? It's constantly keeping those polarizations going. As soon as you take it out of your microphone, it loses all value. There's just no polarization going on in there. So let's take this to a more advanced level. If we wanted to understand magnets and electrets in a different way, I'm going to take this rock here and all these rocks around it. Now, I have lightning up here, right? And yeah, it's a terrible drawing of lightning. There we go. We have lightning. I'm going to let that lightning strike this rock. As I strike this rock, I had things that were going like this in every which way. Just all over the place, right? Well, what happens when the lightning strikes the rock? I may still have values on the outside doing whatever. But these all just align. What did that do to this? These are everywhere. But now this aligned. You have now created a direction between all of them based on the lightning. Now, I know it has little veins that'll come out, this and that. Trust me, I get it. What'll happen to the rock? When you hit it with a hammer, it makes a ping. Ping! When you hit your hammer on a rock normally, it thuds. Thud. Right? That's pretty simple to understand what happened to it. We realigned the inside of this. We took all these little things and we realigned the polarization of it right through here. What happens when you remove this rock from here? And I basically put it over here. It now, instead of having these lines go through it, it can no longer do that and hold its charge because all these other factors here are no longer there. Therefore, it goes back to the randomness that it has before. But if I put the rock back, it now gives me this again. We see this show up in other things. This is in rocks that we go to a river. That's all the time. I see it there. We have pillars in temples. Okay? Take your little temple right here. And you can tap the sides of them. Ta 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 ta, right? All the time. And it makes a sound, and it's not the same sound as slapping granite. And you go, well, what's going on here? Why is it doing that? It's the same effect. If I took inside each one of these granites, and I simply took out, and I wanted to get this right here. I want to take the crystal that's in there, and now I want to create electricity all the way down to each one of these, each parts of the quartz. I now put the electricity through all the quartz. What happens? All of the randomness random everywhere is now gone. We remove it by putting the energy through it. Now I am simply polarizing it throughout that entire pillar. Now the sound itself will change. We see it in nature because that's the way nature wants to tell us how it works. Polarization is key to understanding this. The granite had a set value. But once you put lightning through it, all you did was change the polarization of it. Now it's sitting different. And as long as it sits there, it's going to do the same thing because it's set in the field that it's in. Remove it from there, and you're just going to have a piece of granite. It's not going to do anything special. Unless that piece of granite was built that way and placed there. If it was done in that fashion, you'd get a different value. This is what physics is telling us is going on in an electret. It's the same thing going on in a magnet. These little pieces that go everywhere have to be aligned in a form just like that. We need to take this and build in this. I need the K value of this to be my scale. That's as simple as it gets. I have a 0 point, and I have a max point. I'm generally working in this scale here. It's wrong to say it's charging the magnet. Just imagine it's charged as much as it's going to get. And once you bake it, that's the value you have. Now, when you work inside that, you're working on the polarization of each one. How long can you keep it in there? It's the same thing when you put your magnet on your screwdriver. How long is it on there? How much magnetism does your screwdriver have? How many of these did you create in it versus this? That's the same thing in electret. We're not changing much. But now that we understand it in that fashion, we give it the correct term, I think we'll be a little better off. It's not recharging it, it's realigning the fields. So now that we understand that, we can now manipulate what we're doing. I think, personally, the best way to do this is we take our electret, we put our mesh in on each side of it, and we simply keep it in this state. Now I have all of these things aligned, but I have an open air portion as well. I have both the best worlds, but the best of both worlds, and now I can start building capacitors out of this. I can take T.T. Brown's plates and now build them. Because I need the static value in order to build each plate, which means I need a very high K value in every one of these, but I also need the mesh here, and I need my electret baked in right here. That's my understanding of it. Sean, I hope this helps. With that said, have yourself a great day.
The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality restricted from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to instead. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.